My name is Kathy Baker Eclipse. I'm the interim commissioner of the Parks and Recreation Department. And I think I always have this a little bit too low for me. So we're so excited to be here today to celebrate the completion of the first phase of improvements to Chandler Pond in Brighton. Before we get started, I want to thank Mayor Michelle Wu for your leadership and commitment to preserving and expanding Boston's green spaces. I also want to thank our partners in state and federal government, especially House Majority Leader Michael Moran, for helping secure funding and advocating for this project. Thank you. And also to Senator Brownsberger and Representative Kevin Honan for their advocacy for this project, for this site for many years. Also to the Friends of Chandler Pond, who have been champions of this place for decades. Thank you. To Boston College for supporting the project through the Neighborhood Improvement Fund. Thank you. And of course, our dedicated park staff, project manager Amy Linne, who was not able to join us today, the design team at Kyle Zick Landscape Architecture, and contractor Sumco Eco Contracting, whose work made these improvements possible. Thank you. And Councilor Liz Breeden for her advocacy for this neighborhood in general and this site specifically. Thank you. Chandler Pond is one of Brighton's most treasured spaces, a peaceful place to walk, bird watch, which we can see out here, and enjoy nature in the heart of the neighborhood. Generations of neighbors have made memories here, skating, fishing, and watching wildlife from swans to great blue herons. When concerns were raised about the pond's health in the 1990s, the community rallied together, and in 1999, the Boston Parks Department, in collaboration with the Friends of Chandler Pond, undertook a dredging and pond restoration project. Today's milestone carries that legacy forward. This is the first phase of a long-term vision outlined in the Chandler Pond Master Plan. The work completed here includes shoreline stabilization and restoration plantings along 1/3 of the pond near the Lakeshore Road, slope stabilization and new native plantings to strengthen the landscape, and a multi-year effort to manage invasive species like Japanese knotweed. These improvements protect the pond's ecological health, enhance the visitor experience, and set the stage for ongoing water quality monitoring and long-term resilience. This nearly $1 million project was made possible thanks to the Community Preservation Act, the Department of Conservation and Recreation, ARPA funding, and Boston College. It's a true community achievement, shaped by input at our public meetings and decades of advocacy by neighbors and the Friends of Chandler Pond. With that, it is my honor to welcome someone who has championed this project and so many others across the city, Mayor Michelle Wu.
Thank you so much, Kathy. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for showing up every day for so many years to make sure that the city would continue to invest in and restore and protect this very, very important local treasure and resource. I am incredibly honored to be here with this community. It is a part of the city that really lives and breathes community. What it means for multi-generational families to take care of each other, to welcome new families, to keep the cycle going of neighbors rolling up their sleeves and finding ways to make life better for everyone with all the things that families need, not just great schools and a place to live and small businesses that we want to see reflect the community, but places for quiet enjoyment also. As Julia and Olivia were saying, places for bird watching or just walking around, enjoying the Black-Eyed Susans and understanding what it means generation after generation to have a little bit of breathing room and a little bit of beauty in your life on a daily basis as well. I say all the time, 100 times a day, our goal is to make Boston a home for everyone. But there are some important caveats to that. We're making Boston a home for everyone except for rats and except for knotweed. So there's a lot of work we're doing citywide to try to take care of that, and it would not have been possible here without the partners that you see lined up. to Councillor Brighton, who fights and advocates for the investments that are needed and that we know still are needed more in this community, in our capital budget, in our parks budget, in our libraries and schools, and in city services, to our state legislators, and particularly to the majority leader for his determination that we were going to not only get this done, but get it done as quickly as possible with the resources coming from the state budget, partnering with City, CPA, and Boston College. And thank you to Tom and our partners at BC for all that you do and that all you are making possible here with this investment as well. You heard Kathy talk a little bit about the exact steps that will happen over the next few years here. So there's already a third of the shoreline here at Chandler Pond has been stabilized with vegetation, so that needs to continue going all the way around. We're also putting in a lot of work to control those invasive species and to try to nurture, replenish, and sustain the native species and vegetation, the native habitat that's here for the incredible wildlife that also makes their home here. The city and the Parks Department are also fortifying the soil and the slopes to make sure that the landscape will be strengthened in the process. And by the end of the restoration, there will be a full system in place for long-term water quality monitoring so that we can continue to protect the health of Chandler Pond and know that in real time on a regular basis, as opposed to checking in with worry every couple of decades. So this is going to have a real impact in not just what's possible to protect and preserve this important resource for this community in Brighton here and in this part of the city, but as a model for how we can protect and invest in all of the very beautiful and important public spaces, green spaces that are necessary as we think about how our climate is changing and how we have to continue to provide places for the water to go and for plants and wildlife and all of our biodiversity to also grow and make their home here in Boston. So thank you to every single one of you. We know that parks rejuvenate our communities so very much, and they're a critical part of the infrastructure here in the city. We also know that that requires us to rejuvenate our parks and ponds and other open spaces, and it's really exciting to be able to do that today. So thank you for everything, and I will pass it on to Majority Leader Mike Moran.
Thank you, Mayor. As I was driving around to get here, I came down Lakeshore Road, and Mayor, I think we're going to do well in 22-8. I think we're going to win 22-8 in this election because I think every house has a house sign for Michelle on it. So, and really, I love being with Michelle because you do, whether you know it or not, make us all very proud because of the way she handles herself. We saw it in D.C. That didn't surprise any of us, I'm sure, because we know her. And the way she has handled this race. I'm a politician. I don't back away from that. That's what I do. So turning a little bit of politics into this ability to have a mic, I don't mind doing that either. So, Michelle, thank you for all you do, and you deserve to be reelected. And I'm grateful for your work and happy to be supporting you. Unsung hero of the of this day should be the Canadian geese, because I believe it was them collectively that gave us the impetus to want to do this, because we got sick of looking at the aftermaths of them. I don't know how we got rid of the geese. I don't know if we meditated or if we played soft music, or I don't know if we sent Tommy Keaty down to talk to them. I don't know what it was, but the geese are gone, or at least moved on. Maybe they're in Newton. I don't know where they went, but they're not here like they were 15 years ago. 15 years ago, around thereabouts, this pond kind of fell into a little disarray, and it was great that this community got together and breathed some life back into the Friends group and rolled up their sleeves. I do not want to signal anybody out, but if you are a friend, a previous friend, a current friend, or a future friend of this group, can you just please raise your hand so we can recognize you? Thank you all really for your hard work. this job can be easy sometimes when you have good partners. And one thing we are grateful for in this community, whether it's a historical society, whether it's a neighborhood association, whether it's a friends group like this, is that we have good people that like to roll up their sleeves and get the job done. So it makes it a lot easier for us. Sometimes we focus a little bit too much on the bickering that happens in politics and not enough on this type of stuff. This is the stuff that happens more often than not, and it happens because community activists and neighborhood people that care about the neighborhood get together, and they partner up with all levels of government, state, local, and they roll up their sleeves and try and turn something that was going in one direction and turn it into a positive direction. I remember coming here as a kid. I don't know much about ragweed or any of that stuff, but I do know about hockey, and I skated on this pond very regularly as a kid. And now I bring my two daughters to skate on this pond. So it's for me, it's really a lifelong love of this neighborhood in this area, and I'm thrilled that it's looking the way it is today. I do want to just briefly thank my colleagues. There's no one does this by themselves. We don't do it as elected officials. We don't do it as community activists. It takes a team, and in our neighborhood, we're lucky because I think we have a really good team. Senator Brownsberger, my colleague in the House, Kevin Honan, and our city council, Liz Breeden, all working together on all issues, not just issues. And it's a good team, and it's a team that's pretty effective. And when you have a mayor like Michelle, who always wants to help, it sometimes can even look easy. So thank you very much for allowing me to say a few words. And let's move on to the next part of the program. I think I'm introducing Tom Keaty. Is that who I'm introducing? Oh, the electeds? Liz, sorry. Tommy, he got rid of the geese. I swear he did. Our city council is Breeden.
Is it good afternoon? Yeah, I think it's afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good to see you all on this beautiful fall day. I just want to take a few minutes to just give a really big shout out to the friends of the Chandler Pond and some of the stalwarts in that group. I don't want to leave anybody out because it definitely was a team effort. But I want to shout out a few. Sandy Kilbride, who has lived in near the pond and is 4 generations in her home at the moment. The other one, Sandy Kilbride. The other one I really want to shout out is Bill King. Bill King. Thank you, Bill. In case you don't know, Bill is in charge of invasive species and has been wading into this pond and going out on a canoe and paddling around the pond and pulling up invasives for 27 years. Thank you, Bill. He's training the next crew, and if anyone would like to sign up to help with that effort, invasive species are really very critical to maintain. Removing them is very critical to the health of the pond. So I'm sure the friends would like to know if anyone else would like to help with that. And also, just generally, the running of events here, watercolor, the Chandler Pond Festival, all those times when this neighbourhood comes together as a community just to spend time with each other, enjoy dancing and singing and learning about the ecology of the pond, etc. All of that is really important because we're trying to cultivate stewardship and commitment from the next generation to take care of our natural environment. So I think the friends of the Chandler Pond have done an incredible job. I also want to give a shout out to Song Ferguson, who has worked very hard on helping with working with the Parks Department on CPA money. We wouldn't be able to do this without the support of the CPA, the Community Preservation Act, and also writing grants, etc. So I appreciate, I'm sure I'm missing a lot of people, but I really just want to shout out those people who've done such an incredible job. The work continues. There was kids skating on this pond 100 years ago. We want to see them skating on this pond. I won't be here for the next 100 years going forward. So thank you all for your enthusiasm and your support of this wonderful space. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Kevin Honan, a state rep here in Allston, Brighton. I want to thank Mayor Wu for her leadership. This is one of the most beautiful sections of Boston. and it's absolutely spectacular on this day. Thank you, Mayor, and I also thank Mike Moran for his leadership. This is truly a partnership with the House, the Senate, with Will Brownsberger, Liz at the City Council, Boston College, and your leadership, Mayor Wu. In 1999, 27,000 yards of silt were taken out of here. The pond was dredged. Since then, the activists, the neighborhood residents have participated in activating the life around the pond with the cleanups and the concerts that Councilor Breeden mentioned. But it's just a privilege to be here. I also played hockey. I wasn't as good as Mike, but I also played hockey out here. So thank you all for all the work you've done advocating for Chandler Pond. It's just a beautiful pond. With that, please welcome Senator Will Brownsberger.
Thank you so much. I'm just really glad to be part of the team that everybody's been talking about. Really grateful for the mayor's leadership. Really grateful for Majority Leader Moran's leadership in this, and really grateful to both my partners, Representative Honan and Councilor Breeden, representing this area, and of course our wonderful at-large Councilor Ruth C. Louis Jeune. I just want to underline the community dimension of this. It's what it's all about, really, to have, there's sort of the air support from leadership of people on the ground, whether, picking stuff out of the pond and driving that, what was it, the biggest collection of geese in the city of Boston, at one point, all being partners to make this space better. And, we spend, in every area, we spend too much time seeing red and being mad. But we're doing a little bit extra of that right now. And so it's incredibly valuable to be able to see green and calm down and feel the peace of a place like this. And so having these places of peace that people can come to in every part of the city, it's a very valuable thing. It's really a sacred thing. And I know it's a sacred thing to many of you standing here who come here when nobody else is here and feel the peace. So thank you again to everybody for their leadership, and glad to be part of that team.
Thank you, Senator Brownsberger. And I also want to thank City Council President Ruth C. Louis Jeune, who is here with us as well. So thank you, Councilor. Next, I'd like to welcome Candace Dowling, President of the Friends of Chandler Pond. Candace and the Friends have been tireless advocates, carrying forward decades of neighborhood dedication to protecting this pond for future generations. Thank you, Candace.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Chandler Pond. Isn't this magnificent? We couldn't be happier. Chandler Pond is a special place. It is the last, I have glasses. It is the last man-made pond left in Allston, Brighton. Once there were nearly 20. Built in the 1800s for harvesting ice, the pond, its shoreline, and the park area have seen many uses over the years. As a grazing area for cattle, a recreation spot for seminarians, and since the 1930s, a public park that generations of families have enjoyed. Our nonprofit organization, the Friends of Chandler Pond, was founded in 1996 when the neighborhood and the city of Boston came together with a shared goal to care for and protect this beautiful space. Nearly 30 years later, that commitment hasn't changed. We're still working together to preserve the pond's beauty and its natural resources for the future. If you ask people in the neighborhood what Chandler Pond means to them, you'll hear a range of answers. Some call it a refuge, others a favorite walking route, bird-watching spot, or picnic area. Many remember skating here in winter or riding bikes along the shoreline. The Thomas Edison School down the street brings students here to study the pond as a living classroom. Chandler Pond is woven into the memories and daily routines of so many of our friends and neighbors and fellow Bostonians. And of course, it's not just for people. Great blue herons, ducks, cormorants, migrating birds of all kinds, turtles, rabbits, foxes, even bullfrogs make their home here. To have such ecological richness in the middle of our city is something truly remarkable. The restoration we celebrate today was only possible because of many people working together. I want to thank the Friends of Chandler Pond Board for years of dedication. Kathy Baker Eclipse and Amy Linne, Kyle Zick and some from Boston Parks and Recreation Department, and other, our contractors working on this beautiful project for their expertise and commitment to the project. Representative Michael Moran, who has been a huge supporter of this project from the outset and helping secure funding. Senator Brownsberger, Representative Kevin Honan, Mayor Michelle Wu, Councilor Liz Breeden for their continued support. The Boston College Neighborhood Improvement Fund, whose generous grant allowed the project to break ground after COVID delays caused significant cost overruns. And the Community Preservation Act, which has contributed generously to this endeavor. This project is a great example of what happens when neighbors, community groups, and city leaders work side by side. We're thrilled with the progress of Phase 1, and we look forward to supporting Phases 2 and 3, so Chandler Pond continues to be the urban oasis it has always been, today and for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Candace. And finally, I'd like to invite Thomas Keaty, Vice President of Governmental and Community Affairs at Boston College. Boston College has been a key partner in supporting this project, and we're grateful for their investment in this important community resource. Tom?
I haven't been called Thomas since the 8th grade at St. Anthony's. Good afternoon. My name is Tom Keaty. I'm the Vice President of Government Relations and Community Affairs at Boston College. On behalf of the university, I'm very pleased to be here today, joining Mayor Wu, Majority Leader Moran, District City Councilor Breeden, State Senator Brownsberger just departed, I think. Representative Honan, the chair of our task force, Annabella Gomes, and friends of Chandler Pond, the community to celebrate Phase 1 of this renovation of Chandler, a well-used, loved neighborhood open space. The university's Neighborhood Improvement Fund, established in 2015, provided $250,000 in funding to assist the Parks Department and Friends of Chandler Pond with shoreline restoration, clearing of invasive plants, and accessibility improvements. The purpose of the NIF grant is to provide funding for projects that enhance the public realm for which the public sources of financing might be unavailable or inadequate. Over the years, the NIF fund has funded a number of open space improvements in public parks, local open space, such as McKinney Playground and the Chestnut Hill Reservoir. The Chandler Pond project was an excellent fit for the NIF funding, and BC is happy to be one of a number of funders contributing to the preservation, community enjoyment of the pond for many years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. I once again want to thank all of our speakers, our partners, and this wonderful community for making today possible. With this first phase complete, we're taking a major step forward in protecting it for the future. So without further ado, let's cut the ribbon.
Yeah. Let's see.
All right, who wants to be in the photo? Come on down, everybody.
Yeah. What? Just pick it up and walk it back. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Just a second. Just wait. Stop.
Thank you.
Get higher. That would be a picture.